Welcome to Aurelius Whitlock's Murder Museum. I'm Marcus Richardson.
And I'm Nathan Hicken.
And holy cow, this episode will probably come out immediately the week after the previous one. We have not recorded in months.
Yeah, it's been a hot second.
I didn't know that it was possible to have a hole in your life that needs to be filled by murder. And I probably should be careful about saying that sentence out loud. Yeah. But I am so excited. I have so missed this.
Oh, I'm excited as well to delve back into the realm of mysteries and murder.
And you'll be our detective again today.
I'll be the host. You'll be the detective.
Sorry. That's right. I forgot our own roles. You're going to be the curator, whatever we call it. That's great. Very exciting. Yes. I think both roles are fun, but I know I definitely love to hear your mysteries. So should be a good time.
Yes, I am excited to get into it.
Heck yeah. Well, before we do that, shall we do some mini murders?
We should. All right.
Okay.
Do you want to explain where we got these mini murders from this week?
Yeah, so this week we're taking mysteries from the Sherlock Holmes puzzle case. I think we can put a link to this in the description, but it's a board game type theme that has a bunch of cards with short mysteries and a little bit of Sherlock story to them as well, which should be nice. We'll start with the board. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's from the perspective of Watson. Holmes informed me that the senior management, a London bank, had suffered something of a split over the slightly risky investment policy. Despite a group meeting to attempt some sort of arbitration, the situation became heated and a substantial chunk of the attendees marched out. If the chairman had gone with the rebels, Holmes noted, a full 2/3 of the meeting would have left. But on the other hand, had he been able to persuade his putative allies, his deputy, and the financial officer to remain, the departees would have made up just 1/2 of the group. I see, I said. Great, I picked a math one.
It is indeed a math.
Quite so, he says. Can you then tell me how many men were there at the meeting? Okay, we got some basic algebra here. It's saying that 2/3 left the meeting, but if 2 people more would have stayed, then 1/2 of the group would have left. Which means that 1/6 of the group is 2 people, which means that the entire group should be 12 people, I think. Let me make sure. If 8 people left, then that would be 2/3, yes? No? Yes? No? I don't know. I'm doubting. I'm finding the answer, 12.
It's a little higher than 12.
Oh, frig. Maybe I misunderstood the rules here.
You're on the right track. I think you just need to double check your math.
Oh, no. I hate math. All right. I have to actually use my brain. 2/3 left. And 2/3 versus 1/2, I thought was a difference of 1/6. I think it is. Because 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 4/6 equals 2/3. So that means that 1/6, his deputy and the financial officer to remain. So that means if 2 people less. So I feel like 2 people make up 1/6.
It's not just 2 people staying behind. It's him and the chair and the chairman, right? So there should be 3 that make the difference.
Okay, so 18?
It is 18. Yes.
Okay, sure. What else does it say in your answer book there?
The meeting comprised of 18 individuals. If 3 people mark the difference between 1/2 and 2/3, then the total is 6 times that number. Honestly, with these questions, I just guess and check until I get it.
You know, what I missed was the first sentence in that phrase where it said, if the chairman had gone with the rebels, Holmes noted. Makes enough sense. Let's see if this one's also math. It's called rice.
Okay.
Holmes and I had sat down to a light supper of bread and soup. I asked him to pass the salt cellar, which was a little out of the way, and he picked it up to hand it to me. Then he paused, thoughtfully. You know, my dear Watson, we should add a little rice to the cellar. Rice? Whatever for? He looked at me. Can you not work it out? What? That's not a mystery.
That's just
It keeps
science.
the rice from clumping? That?
Yeah.
Or the fact that it absorbs water?
You are correct, sir. You know your rice.
Great. That's all right. We're not going to talk about that one. We're going to move on. Unless you have thoughts about rice.
So many thoughts, but honestly, it'd be its own episode, so we should probably just move on.
All right. We'll save rice for next time, the rice exhibit.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Walker is what the next one's called. Shortly before the tragic murder of the Clapham trapeze artist. There we go. We got murder.
Oh, yeah.
Tragic murder of the Clapham trapeze artist. I had been watching another aerial acrobat performing a daring routine on a high wire. Armed with only a long, saggy bar, he practically danced back and forth across the hall from his lofty position. This better not be like, how does that work? It says, daring fellow, I remarked to Holmes as he finished his routine. Less so than you might think, replied Holmes. Never mind. You know what? It said the word murder. It's nothing to do with murder.
Yeah, it teased us with murder, and then it was like, how does gravity work?
How does one balance? Well, Nathan, I don't even want to know the solution to that. Honestly, this has made me want to do your mystery more. So let's stop beating around the bush. How's that?
All right. Then let's get into it. You once again find yourself on the creaky steps leading up to the murder museum. The double doors swing open, flooding the porch with an inviting warm glow. You step inside and find a man in a dark suit, embroidered with swirling ivy. He sets down a small ledger and nods to you. You recognize him as the Curator. Welcome back, traveler. I was wondering when you'd grace these exhibits again. The Gala Exhibit has just opened. It's on the lower floors, first archway on your left. He gestures to a stairwell that you swear wasn't there moments ago. Curious, you slip down the marble steps until you emerge into a huge atrium filled with curious contraptions and a strange skeleton hanging from the ceiling that doesn't look like that belongs to any creature that you recognize. To your left is an archway leading into a small room coated in marble. In the center of the room is a velvet rope surrounding two display cases, one with a snake carved in a dark red stone and the other empty. You walk closer and notice there's an inscription on the display, but you need to get a little bit closer. So you touch the velvet rope, and in a flash, everything's gone. You're falling through a sea of darkness. No sound, no sensory input, except a rushing white light coming towards you. The white void engulfs you, and you can breathe again. This time, you regain your hearing before your sight. The clinking of glass, the tapping of shoes on a marble floor, the sound of violin. The sounds increase into a rush as the scene bleeds into existence. And you're standing on a marble staircase, hand on the railing. As you look around, you notice people are milling about, all dressed in the peak of fashion. In fact, you're dressed in a tuxedo with a nice velvet overcoat.
Heck yeah.
You hear a voice in the background shouting, "Elliot! Elliot!" Down the stairs is a large marble atrium with a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton proudly on display in front of a wall of glass doors.
Very cool.
"Elliot!" You feel a hand grab your arm. You turn around to see a woman in a formal scarlet A-line dress with an obsidian necklace. "Elliot, you said you were putting your overcoat away." She gestures to the top of the stairs. "Never mind that now. Some odious stoner is making the rounds, and I only escaped telling her I was looking for you. Now, come back up and let's find wherever they're keeping the desserts, shall we?" She puts her arm around yours and leads you up the stairs. As you walk, you can feel something inside your jacket pocket. In fact, you feel two things. One is your handy-dandy pocket Watson, ready for any hints or nudges that you may need. And two is a folded envelope. You open it up, and it says, "Professor Elliot Turton, you are hereby invited to the Solstice Gala on the eve of June 21st at the Museum of Exploration and Discovery. Events will start at 6:45. Please bring a +1. You assume that you must be this Elliot Turton and that this woman, whoever she is your +1. As you reach the top of the stairs, you see a large room filled with circular tables. Interspersed between the tables are various display cases and statues. On the north end of the room is a large staircase leading to an upper level, and to the right of the staircase is a stage where a string quartet sits playing some classical piece that you can't quite recall. On the east and west walls, there are archways leading to unseen rooms. The woman pulls on your arm again and says, "Elliot, come on, let's find our seats. The program's already started." The woman gestures to one of the tables towards the middle, and you notice that most everyone is already seated. Okay. I release the reins to you, sir.
Oh man. Yeah, a couple questions. One, what time period am I getting the vibes of? 1800s? 1900s?
It looks like you'd probably guess late 1900s. So like it could be early 2000s, it could be 90s. You're not seeing like smartphones or anything,
Tech.
but
Okay.
you're it's modern day.
It's okay. I wasn't sure if this was like back in time or not. Okay. Did I get the name of the lady who is with me? My plus one?
You did not.
How do I do that? Do I feel social pressure to talk with a British accent in this environment?
No.
Only I can say.
You could just be you.
Oh, okay. Darling,
Yes.
I was just thinking about embroidering your name on a handkerchief. Remind me how to spell it. Oh, this is so bad. No, I just say... No, I can't. You know what? I'll figure it out later. It's fine. I don't say a word.
All right.
The social anxiety of the moment keeps my mouth shut, and I just watch the presentation, which is about to begin. Oh, actually, remind me, what is this ball called? You said this was a gala?
Yes, the Solstice Gala
Solstice.
at the Museum of Exploration and Discovery.
I do like both of those things. Okay.
Okay, so you're letting yourself being pulled to one of the tables?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. So she pulls you to one of the tables in the center. You notice that all the tables are covered in a white tablecloth with an elaborate centerpiece. Each seat has a name card and a plate on it. She leads you to one that says Elliot Turton, which you presume is yours. The woman's name card is not there. So.
What? No. Dang it. No.
To your left.
You can't do this to me.
To your left, there's an empty seat with the name card Julian Oliveira.
Oh, whoa. Okay. And it makes sense that the lady I'm with wouldn't have a nameplate if they're my plus one. But tell me that name again. Julian
Oliveira.
Julian Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Across from you is one more seat taken up by a woman wearing a dark green pantsuit and her hair pulled up in a tight bun. She smiles at you and then the woman. "I see you found your man, Genevieve, and I was worried I'd never get to meet the reclusive Professor Turton." The woman holds out her hand. Kira Shisuke, connoisseur and patron of the arts.
Kira Asuke?
Yep. She's holding out her hand. Are you gonna shake it or just...
I definitely shake it.
Awesome. Okay. So...
If this is how I die, then so be it.
Instant death. I expect you to die. Spoiler. Just kidding. Okay, cool. So you shake her hand. Anything particular you want to chat with her about? Or are you just going to let her take the lead in the conversation?
I'm going to ask Kira, how do you know the host?
Oh, Director Cousteau, Elliot Cousteau. He and I go way, way back. We're not so close now, but I am a patron of this establishment, and thus I was invited.
Did she say Cousteau's first name was also Elliot?
So, Etienne.
Etienne.
Definitely what she said.
Yeah, I'll let her talk away. I don't know what I'm looking for here yet.
Cool. All right, she continues to just chat about this and that. You get the sense that she is a patron of the arts. She definitely knows a lot about the artifacts here, and she seems to know a lot about the people who are here as well. She spills some nice gossip on people as you're sitting there. About 10 minutes pass, and you notice that someone else appears in the main room. You watch a man in a turtleneck slide down the banister from the upper level and give a little bow. He approaches...
Like slide down like like slide down.
Like side saddle slides down.
Oh, this guy has so much class.
Oh yeah, he's a younger feller. You would guess probably like late 20s, early 30s ish. He goes straight to your table and takes the empty seat and flops down. Evening, Professor. Enjoying the music? I thought you said you were bringing Viv. Who's this? He gestures to the woman next to you.
This is Genevieve, of course.
Right. Right, pleased to meet you, miss. He doffs a hat that he does not have.
I sort of nod towards her, encouraging her to speak to the boy and ask his name.
All right. So Genevieve takes lead and says, "Oh, you must be Julian. I've heard a lot about you from the professor."
Oh, it's that seat. Okay, cool.
Yep. So at this point, your whole table is filled. You can see a couple other people wandering about. You see a woman bring up a podium to the main stage area and sit back down. A couple minutes pass. And also, at any moment, if you're like, I want to stand up and do something, you can interrupt me. So, yeah, I don't want to railroad you. Okay, so brings up a podium, and after a couple minutes, you see a portly man in a velvet green suit waddle out of one of the archways to your left and onto the stage. He goes up to the podium, taps it a little bit, taps the microphone to see if it's working, and Genevieve whispers in your ear, "Here he is, the great Etienne Cousteau himself." The man takes off his glasses and sets them on the little podium, and then he starts grandstanding, giving a grand welcoming speech. Thank you all for being here. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Museum of Exploration and Discovery's Solstice Gala. Friends, patrons, colleagues, I hope you find as much enjoyment in the artifacts and history around us that I do. Of course, I know that most of you are here because of our newest edition, the Sumerian Sundial, brought back from Peru by, of course, our resident acquisitioner, the infamous Miss Margaret Hillary. He gestures to someone in the crowd, and you see a woman raise her arm. Now, at this point in the speech, another woman comes bobbling down the stairs from the upper level, clearly half drunk, drink in her hand, spilling a little bit, bedraggled hair and whatnot. She's laughing. She reaches the bottom and cocks back her head and says, "Not another speech, Etienne." Everyone's quiet for a moment, and then Etienne clears his throat and begins again. Right. Well, in any case, I hope this is a memorable occasion for you all. I, for one, am extremely pleased to be a part of history tonight. He goes on for a few more minutes, congratulating himself and the museum, and then he bows, and the woman he gestured to earlier, Margaret, comes to the stand. Thank you all, and have a good night. She grabs the glasses on the stand and gestures for the quartet to begin their music again. Okay, cool. You are free to go where, to talk to whoever.
So the lady who said not another speech, that wasn't Margaret, right?
That was not. That was someone you have not met yet. But if you ask the people around your table, you probably could find out.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll start with that. I'll say, and remind me that lady, her name.
Ooh, okay. So Kira leans forward and leans in on one arm and says, "Oh, that was Nellie Cousteau, a horrible woman, really, if you could call her that. I'd say she's a woman who can't let go of the past. Now, if you excuse me, I actually have to go somewhere." So she stands up and leaves, but you get the sense Julian steps in as well and explains that that woman is Nellie, that it's Etienne's ex-wife, but she kept the name. They're still going through some court stuff, so.
I see. Okay. And then, I'd like to go up to Cousteau.
Cousteau. Okay. Cousteau is currently talking with a bald man who you assume is a security guard. He looks like that. So he's holding a drink in one hand and whispering something in his ear.
I wait for him to stop whispering, I guess.
The security guard steps back as Cousteau is about to head up the stairs, but you catch him just in time.
Mr. Cousteau, I wanted to say thank you so much for the invitation to this wonderful gala.
Professor Turton, I would not have it any other way. Your work in the field has been incredible. I particularly liked your work on the Antipodes case. Fantastic.
Oh, remind me which one? I've done so many cases. Which one?
Oh, it was a couple years ago. You discovered that statue on the remote island of Malkin.
Insert island name here.
Yes. Remarkable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not had a chance to check out the artifact that Miss Hillary has brought back, I would highly, highly encourage you to do so. I would love to hear your insights.
I think I just might. I appreciate your candor this evening. I don't know what that means. Never mind. I give him a hearty shake of the hand, and that's it.
All right.
I think I'll take up his advice and check out the Sumerian sundial.
Okay, so you head up the stairs to where there's a giant banner that says Sumerian Sundial, and you come up onto a huge floor that extends into two separate wings. Right in front of you is the centerpiece, a giant clock and a spotlight aimed at a single display case containing the most complicated contraption that you've ever seen. We've got gears, we've got dials, we've got discs, we've got symbols, all combined in some strange array. And you assume this must be the artifact. There's even a small placard right below it that reads, The Sumerian Sundial, discovered by Margaret Hillary in Peru. Sponsored by Etienne Cousteau, purpose unknown.
Is this like steampunk-esque?
The artifact, it looks more ancient. So there are gears, there are winding discs, but it looks...
Is it stone or metal?
Well, it's metal. We'll go ancient steampunk.
Okay. All right. Sure.
New subgenre.
It's not that new. Like, I feel like Professor Layton got that down. Anything that has like a super advanced ancient society. I like it though. That's cool. You said there are two wings?
Two wings.
Here?
Okay. So you notice there's a wing to your right. The right wing is called the Arctic Explorations. It's exactly what it sounds like, an ode to Arctic explorers. To the left is the Scorching Expeditions desert theme. Behind you is a balcony that wraps around the main room below. There's display cases, an elevator, and a set of double doors on the far side of the wraparound.
I see. So I can see over into the gala from here?
You can see people moving below.
I'd like to kind of just track some of the people I've met so far. Where is Nellie? What is she doing?
Nellie, you actually watch Nellie. She exits one of the archways, the one on the left, and wanders back into the main room, tries to talk to a couple of people. They kind of brush her off, and then she just slumps into a chair. So she's just sitting there grabbing drinks from whatever waiter is passing by.
Okay. Is Kira still sitting spreading gossip, or did Kira stand up?
Kira is gone. You don't see her at the moment.
What about Genevieve?
Genevieve is checking her watch at your table. She's still there.
Mm-hmm. And Julian?
Julian, you see him rush out of the other wing from below and run a hand through his hair and kind of, you can tell he's a little ruffled, but he's trying to play it cool. So he grabs a drink and sits down as well.
He came running from the right.
Yep, the right wing.
The right wing. The right downstairs wing.
Right downstairs wing, yes.
Which are not the Scorching and the Arctic.
No.
Okay. Is there anything straight ahead on the upper floor, or is it just those two exhibition halls?
Just the two exhibition halls and the artifact.
Well, two things I'd like to do is, one, check my own person. I know I already found the envelope and the pocket Watson, but do I see a wallet or anything?
All right. You pat yourself down.
Do you have a phone?
You don't have a phone. You do have a wallet and driver's license from the state of Massachusetts. You are indeed Elliot Turton.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Fascinating. The plot thickens. That'll be important.
That's a key point. I hope you wrote that down. So.
Yeah. Believe me, I have two notes written down. One of them is Scorching, and the other is math.
Perfect.
I know this. I know the important things here. And it sounded like archaeology is my trade.
Archaeology is your trade. You seem to be an expert on the thing.
Okay. Well, do I feel like an expert?
You feel, you look down at your hands are pretty worn and weathered, like archaeologist hands. But do you have any of the knowledge? No. But you're sure that you could find people here at this gala if you ever needed archaeology expertise. There would be people you could find. So
Awesome. I'll probably have to do more of the ploy of like, no, I know what this does, but I want to make sure you know what this does. Well, speaking of what things do, just one last thing at the sundial. Is there like a button or a lever or any like turn this contraption on stuff?
There's not like a clear press this, but there are definitely things you can twist and move around.
Could this be the murder weapon? I feel like that's very
possible. You could clobber someone over the head with it, probably. It's about the size of a globe, but you could do it.
Oh, okay. It'd probably be poor form for me to Rubik's Cube this thing right now. So I think I'll leave it be, go downstairs, and figure out what the other two exhibits are, unless someone else stops me before that.
Cool. All right, you go down back to the main floor, and you look at the two exhibits. So the one on your left has a big, giant archway, and it says over the archway in gold letters, "The Dead Jungle." Inside, you can see little patches of fog. You can see vines. You think you can even see a bridge. You're not sure. It looks very, very jungly in there. To the right, on the other side, you see Kira storming out of that exhibit. But above the archway, it says the Viking exhibit. There's a little bit of odd spacing. It almost looks like there's some words missing. But you peer inside. It's a little wooden exhibit. There's a giant Viking ship up in the back. You can see a giant stone. You can even see some a shield, and then a series of French windows inside.
Mm-hmm. Anything that's resembled the snake that I saw in the murder museum?
Not yet.
All right. And I just saw Kira storming from the same direction that I saw Julian leaving from in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Curious. I think I'm gonna find Julian.
All right, so Julian's back at your table chatting with Genevieve. You guys, you find him there. As you sit down, Genevieve looks at her watch and it's like, it's running fast.
I'm gonna say, Julian, I noticed you left from the exhibit in a hurry. What, a hurry might be an exaggeration, but what were you up to?
Just exploring the statuary gardens, but it got a bit stuffy, Professor. Just thought I just needed a drink. Settle myself. At that point, you hear a scream and then a thud.
Great.
And people behind you start running down the stairs into the atrium.
Down the stairs into the atrium. So this is like this is towards the entrance, away from the 4 exhibits.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. I follow them. Wait. Before I follow them, I look around for reactions of the people that feel important.
Okay. Let's see. Julian and Jen are at your table, so it's pretty easy to judge their reactions. They seem surprised. They're also both looking at the noise. They both stood up. Kira, already heading down there. You can't see where she is. You haven't seen Nellie or Gavril or Margaret. Sorry, the security guard, Nellie or Margaret.
Oh, yeah, because I don't know their name yet.
That is true.
Gotcha. All right. And if I was paying attention, I could have written that down, but I didn't, so I still don't know their name. And let's go down.
Boom.
Let's follow them.
Okay, so you follow the crowd of people, and you see right by the base of the T-Rex skeleton, there is a tipped-over cart, like a big blue kind of like laundry cart kind of thing with fake rocks, and there is a man splayed out on the ground, and it looks like the museum director himself, Etienne Cousteau. The security guard that you saw earlier is calling for everyone to stay calm, to stay inside, that no one's going anywhere until they figure this out. Kira is inspecting the body. Nellie is crying by the body, and thus.
A blue cart?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of cart?
Do you know what a laundry cart is?
Yes.
Okay. That, but it's
That.
blue. The color doesn't super matter.
All right. I'm going to go over to the cart and see if something was in there, and then to the body.
Yeah, okay, so the cart's been kind of tipped over. What's in it looks like fake rocks for like an exhibit or something. So kind of dusty brown in color, dark, different shades. Yeah.
The position of it, does it look like it could have been tipped over or at least being pushed by
It looks
Cousteau?
like he hit the cart.
He hit?
In fact, you look up and you notice there's a window right above, a skylight right above the T-Rex, and one of the windows is open.
Uh-huh. And this cart is directly underneath.
Yep.
Is Cousteau kind of surrounded by fake rocks?
Yep.
All right. This should have been called, like, a rocky situation exhibit.
Between a rock and a hard place.
There we go. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna look at the body. Are we talking blunt force?
We're talking blunt force trauma. It seems that he is quite covered in blood, so definitely looks like it was a fall that killed him. How exactly are you examining the body?
I am going to. Does Kira look like she knows what she's doing?
At this point, Kira steps aside when you step down. So,
okay. I'm going to first make sure he's actually dead.
Check his pulse. He is actually dead. Very much so.
Always good to know. Good to know. I also want to look just through his coat and possessions.
Okay.
What is on his person?
What is on his person? Okay, first odd thing you notice, he does not have shoes on.
That's normal. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess he had shoes when I saw him last.
Yes,
I would have noticed.
Back, you would have noticed if he was not wearing shoes, so.
Does he have socks?
He does have socks, yeah.
Okay.
He's not a complete. It's a party. He's not going to go all casual, just semi-casual.
Okay.
Theory
number 1. He took off his shoes to relax and unwind after his speech, lost the traction of them, slipped with his socks, and fell out a window.
Nailed it in one. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
First episode. I'd like to thank you all for listening. Second theory is perhaps his shoes had evidence upon them and were taken by whoever did him dirty. Something to think about. What else?
All right. So you search through his jacket pockets. You pull out some plastic wrappers, some looks like plastic bags of some sort. They're empty / covered in blood, so not really sure what was in them. And then there is a scrap of paper in his outer pocket. If you want to pull that out, it's ripped and torn, but there's a name on it or a word: The Revenant.
What a vibe. Oh man, I'm gonna pocket that paper.
All right.
Acquire evidence or inventory. Now, when you say wrappers, are we talking plastic, sandwich bags or candy wrappers?
Imagine
would it be recognizable at all to me?
Yeah, sandwich imagine kind of Ziploc bags, wrapper kind of thing, like a sandwich wrapper.
To contain stuff.
To contain stuff, yes.
Is there blood just on the outside of the bag?
No, there's blood on the inside.
Intentional?
It doesn't look like...
I assume it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's it doesn't look like... There's no fingerprints that looks like someone, shoved a bloody hand in there just to wipe off stuff, if that's what you're going for.
There isn't?
There is not.
Okay. Well, I'm curious if it looks like an intentional sample taken. Or, actually, that brings me to, does this body have any blood on it otherwise?
Yes. So, there's blood on the front, on the face, and head. And it looks like there's even some on the front, pants and stuff.
Do I see any wounds?
Besides the blunt... there's been blunt force trauma to the head via the fall.
Did he fall face down?
It looks like he fell face down, yeah.
Okay. But besides that?
Besides that, no. You can't see a bullet hole or a stab wound if that's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. So is it possible that all of this blood on the front of him, in a very quick moment, pooled from other parts of his body, or no?
No, it seems pretty haphazard. It does not seem to be coming from one central area.
Okay.
There's head wound stuff, but...
There is head wound stuff.
Because he did hit the ground, or hit the cart.
Is there a possibility that the blood in these bags and on his person is not his blood?
Is there a possibility?
I guess there's no way that I could tell.
Yeah, your on-site DNA sampling, not the greatest.
Do I have it? Do I have one of those kits? I'm a professor
of archaeology. If you can find...
Archaeologists need DNA samples too.
I mean, that's fair. We respect that. As you're, messing with the blood, you can see the bodyguard from earlier coming down the stairs from above. He's yelling something. He's yelling, "Step away from the body, step away from the body, step away from the body." As he reaches the flight of stairs down towards where you are, he clutches his chest and collapses.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rush over to him.
Okay. He is dead.
I will say it is customary in many murder mysteries to have a second dead body to start the second act. I just also want to say that was the shortest first act of a murder mystery that I can recall. It's like, oh, now things are really heating up.
Yeah.
Okay. Clutched his heart?
Mm-hmm. Clutched his chest. Like your stereotypical... Sorry, go ahead.
No. Stereotypical.
Stereotypical Life Alert commercial.
All right. Help,
So,
I've fallen.
yeah.
Okay. Does he have a life alert button on him around his neck?
He does not.
Oh, that's a real shame. I guess I'm going to examine this body now.
Okay, well, you find a set of keys and an ID card with his name, Gavril Rorik. And as you are digging through his clothes, the power goes out. It is completely dark.
If a third person dies, so help me, Nathan Hicken. That is Are you going to murder everyone here? Is this and then there were none?
You'll just have to see.
All right. I immediately stand up, take the keys with me, of course.
Okay, it is pandemonium. You can hear people running. You can hear people screaming. It's insane.
I think I am paralyzed in the moment briefly, and then I run in the room. I assume everyone is kind of still... Wait, is everyone still in this room with me?
You can't... It's dark. This is a night gala. No clue who is who at this point.
Okay. But, before the lights went down, everyone was in this main atrium, not up ahead where the tables were?
Well, you kind of lost track of people while you were examining the body. At last, you could tell when the guy collapsed, you couldn't see anyone that you recognized around you.
Okay. Interesting.
At this moment, you see a light coming from the Viking exhibit.
I head that direction.
Okay, cool. You head into the Viking exhibit. Again, there's you can see it because it's lit now. There's a stone with symbols on it. There's French windows. One of the sets of windows is open. There's a shield with various animals on it. But what draws your attention is the flaming Viking ship in the back.
Oh, dope.
The lights come on right then, and so do the sprinklers.
I guess I rush back out of the... I rush... I'll look at the flames later. I run back out and see what pandemonium. What's happening?
All right. Well, it is exactly pandemonium. People are running around. You're trying to see anyone, and you don't see anyone that you recognize. It's just chaos. People are running everywhere, and in the main room. There's people trying to go towards the exit. There's people trying to steal all the last hors d'oeuvres and such.
Anyone trying to steal something more than hors d'oeuvres?
What are you... not in the main room. What are you looking for?
True. Also, you said try to get to the exit. Is something preventing them from leaving?
You assume, given enough time, they can make it out the front doors. There's
Okay.
not a dinosaur in their way or anything, so you're good. Just a dead body.
Oh man, I feel like time's of the essence. I guess I will run upstairs to the Sumerian sundial.
All right, you run upstairs to the Sumerian sundial. It is gone.
Uh-huh. Well, I originally ran up also to look over the balcony, but seeing that it's gone, I want to just look over this area. Any evidence of what happened here?
All right, any evidence of what happened here? Okay, well, looking up, are you looking down at the main room?
No, I'm starting with looking at the sundial, where it used to be.
Okay. You can't see anything odd about the sundial, except there does seem to be snow.
About where the sundial used to be. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
The sundial used to be, there seems to be tracks of like snow or the fake snow that they used in the Arctic exhibit near the sundial.
The thick platans.
Classic thick. What the heck?
That sounded a little different than I thought it would, but I stand by it. Oh, man. I just feel like if I don't talk to the right person right now, someone else is going to end up dead or escaping or something. But I guess while I'm up here, I'm going to look down at the room beneath me.
Okay. Well, as you're looking down, you notice that one of the doors, the double doors across the balcony that were closed before, opens up and Kira runs out.
The double doors on the bottom floor?
On the balcony. So this wraparound balcony goes all the way around, and there's a set of double doors.
Okay. I'm going to intercept her.
Okay. She tries to brush her off and keep moving. Are you going to insist?
I'm going to say, hold on. The time's of the essence.
I know. What is it?
Where are you going?
I have to get this back somewhere. And she has something in her hands. It looks like a stack of envelopes and such.
What is it?
Look, Professor Richardson, it's been lovely, but I really don't know you all that well.
But know me well enough to tell me all the hot goss. And it looks like you've got some right there. Yeah, we sit here as Nathan deliberates. Why would a person share incriminating evidence just point blank? If she doesn't talk, she doesn't talk.
She rolls her eyes and says, well, you'll read all about it in a few days, I'm sure. If you can wait till then.
I say, Cousteau is dead and the sundial is missing. You're a patron of the arts. Who would have taken it?
The sundial's missing. She runs over to where the sundial is and drops some of the papers that she's holding. She is flabbergasted.
Well, I think I follow her over there, try to keep her from fainting, but in the process, I mean, I don't know if that's what she's doing. At least help her gather up her paper and definitely try to pocket one.
Cool. Okay. You manage to pocket 2 pieces of paper. She gathers them up, nods briskly to you, and starts running down the stairs.
Okay. Oh, man. Everyone's scrambling like meerkats. All right. Let's walk over to the balcony.
Okay.
This entire thing feels like a quick time, not a quick time event. What do you call it? It feels like a video game where time moves forward and is irrevocably spent. I still go to the balcony.
Okay,
though.
You're at the balcony.
Is this balcony overlooking where Mr. Cousteau died?
Nope, you cannot see that from where you are.
So this balcony isn't on the southward side?
No, it's just over the main room.
Well, I know it's a wraparound balcony, right?
Yeah.
Are you saying that there are double doors that lead onto this wraparound balcony?
Yeah, so the double doors that she came out of, if you go peek through them, they actually lead to an office.
The figures. Okay.
So you can see the main floor from the balcony, and that's about it.
Where were the windows that Cousteau fell from?
Above him on the roof. You have not seen how to access the roof.
Did he fall through the ceiling or the roof?
So he fell through
the
a skylight.
was outside.
One of the skylight panels was open.
A skylight?
Mm-hmm.
Like only one was open?
Yep.
Premeditated?
As you're deliberating this on the balcony, you hear a sudden shattering of glass and then an intense flash of heat and then everything goes white.
What? This is the second mystery that you've knocked me out.
1 heartbeat, 2 heartbeats, 3 sounds start filtering in. The tinkling of glass, the sound of people talking, the sound of a singular violin, and you feel a cold marble stairwell railing under your hand. You're back at the main stairwell. This is a time loop.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yes, 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 yes!
A message from the Curator. This murder requires some more time to spend, but the gala is not squarely as I intend, though their purpose in meddling has yet to be seen. One socialite is a ghost in the machine.
Oh, yes! Oh! Okay. It is more okay now that a lot was going on.
You got it. That first one is a little crazy because everything happens.
It's a good day.
Okay.
Well, I think I need to think carefully about my next round. Part of me just wants to stake out the different important locations.
All valid routes.
Yeah, maybe I'll just poke Pocket Watson and be like, "Hey, is this how many loops I got here? Can I just waste a couple?"
It's like Groundhog Day. You got as many as you like until you don't.
Many like.